As you look at the modern day quarterback and everything that's out there, what's being prioritized, what's being taught, and then what we know through our experiences that the position requires, where is the narrative off? And then also, how do you describe what these guys need to do to become the best quarterback that they can be in today's game? And I'm talking like evolution of play style, what all the stuff that you and I both know. But let's talk about the modern quarterback.
Yeah, I think like the old days of Joe Montana, West Coast system, 7-step drop and a hitch, 7-step, 2 drop or 2 hitches to the dig. Like, yeah, that's still there, but that's like pretty much gone, man, because defenses like are no longer playing that vanilla bullshit, you know, under front quarters look that'll rotate down to a Sam Strong safety every once in a while as their variations, and they play it plain Jane. Like, defenses are getting so much more complex and reactionary with what they're teaching and how they're bringing pressures and how they're passing off coverages. Like, you go back and you watch some of that old like San Fran, like from the '80s tape, and
Crazy.
you watch, you know, that era of football, like Montana, like one of the big things, and like again, being a football junkie, like I always, but like the whole cadence, like white 20, and like, you know, where you use color number, actually came from like Montana and them, where Walt, their head coach had them calling the defensive fronts out. That's where the whole numbered system, like the 425 and the, whatever, front, whatever, like they would have to call that front out for the line. But that's because those dudes were lining up in like straight T over and under fronts that they had the number system for. And it was like so recognizable, and they did it over and over and over and over again. And like, for example, like Todd Bowles came out, and my first camp with the Jets, he was in 3-4 personnel lining up and even like all kinds of different even fronts out of 3-4 personnel. And it's like, these guys are just getting so flexible. And honestly, it's just because the evolution of what these guys can do defensively too. I think like you got freakazoids out there, the Jadeveon Clowneys of the world, the Chase Youngs of the world, even the interior guys, like they're making it so easy for these defensive coordinators because they just put them in really hard positions from an angle standpoint for like offensive football to handle it, and they go. And I think that's why the offensive football world has gone so much to the RPO read option game, is because at the end of the day, there still are principles from a defensive standpoint that these guys do have to follow. And the only way they can take advantage of it in terms of them being consistently in it is isolating a very minute movement in terms of where these linebackers go. Because like some of these dudes that are really good and really understand football, like they're gonna misalign themselves knowing that they can get to where they need to get to just to throw you off. Or they'll run to something really fast at the snap of the ball and then get back to something else. So like everything is so reactionary, and guys are getting so much smarter, and the game is evolving to that level where now like you're really having to pick at the minutia and find any advantage that you can get. Otherwise, these games would be a straight bloodbath.
Totally,
And,
dude.
how that relates to us is we no longer live in a world of timing. Like the timing West Coast system is gone, in my opinion. A, because you're seeing so much man coverage, and B, because even the zone coverage is becoming kind of mannish, kind of not, kind of banjo double team reaction. It's a quarter shell unless this guy goes here, and then they dump it into 2. Like, so like there's so much reaction. Like there's no more like you're going to know that this is your hole. Like everything's reactionary. So for us, I think you just have to practice consistently those reactionary muscle movements and minimize wasted movement and be in balance consistently and be able to throw the football at any point in time. Because if color flashes, your window may only be, you no longer have that, well, I'll just wait for the second window, because that second window is probably never coming, cuz. Right. So you need to be able to spit the football at the drop of a dime off of your just confidence and reaction to seeing something flash. Because that's what I would venture to say 40 to 40 to 55% of your dropbacks in the game are going to be something of that nature.